able to be permitted to attend or participate in Supernova this August. So the safety and respect of our attendees is of the utmost importance to us. This decision was made in alignment with our event's conduct expectations as well as the standards of our partners. The decision was not made lightly. We are grateful for Mang0's understanding, and we hope he is able to take the time and space he needed to move forward in the positive direction. Wow, 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 wow. Jeez. And then he tweeted out, I want to start by being real about what happened. I made multiple people feel uncomfortable while drunk a burial cart. There's no excuse. It was messed up. It hurt people. I crossed the line. I take full responsibility, and I've reached out to people involved trying to make things right. I also let down my family and close friends, and I want to apologize to my son. I know this is something I'll carry. And
he has a son?
I'm sorry. I'm going to be better for both of us. When I talked to my mom about everything, she said I was glad my grandma wasn't around to see this. I said I was glad my grandma was around to see this. She passed away recently, and I hadn't said anything publicly, but saying that out loud to my mom just broke me. I started crying, and I don't think I've done that with her since I was a kid. What hit me the hardest was realizing I never took my grandma to see the Pope like I always said I would, putting it off to drink or go to events, and now I can't, and that sucks. The regret's gonna stay with me. After reflecting on the worst moment of my life, I see a pattern. Alcohol's always been involved. I understand that my words mean nothing right now, and alcohol's zero excuse for my actions, but I promise I'm gonna beat this and show you I can be a greater man without the influence of alcohol. I know my grandma's looking down and rooting for me. Next, I don't want anyone to defend me or my actions. I was wrong 100%. There's no one to blame but myself. I crossed lines, boundaries, and no matter the circumstances, once you make someone else uncomfortable, even if you think what you're doing isn't bad in the moment, lines get crossed and it's just over. It's on me and not anyone else. I'm sorry everyone I hurt in the process, including everyone watching in the Melee community. Since all this happened, I've talked to a lot of people, and the letter is mostly for them. I lost my C9 family, people I've known for years, people I care about. The phone call with Jack hit hard. It felt like I let someone down who was a second dad, and I still didn't know how to think about it. As for the band, I support it. I've always wanted what is best for Melee. If I never get to come back, I accept that. What matters most is fixing what I can and making sure I never become that person again. Trust takes time, and some people might never want me to be around, and I fully respect that.
Okay, I want to talk about a social phenomenon here, okay? I want to talk about an interesting social phenomenon, okay? So I think that when someone is like reflecting upon a bad action and they truly do feel remorseful about it, like I'm talking about someone who is like they got into a bad situation and they really need to improve on themselves, right? Or somebody who got into a really embarrassing event and they publicly admit that they need help, right? I think one of the most important things is to ground them, okay? What that means is that you have to remind them what is too ridiculous of an apology. If they make an apology that is too ridiculous, or they make a concession that is too ridiculous, you need to point that out, okay? The reason you need to point that out is because otherwise you have people close to them, around them, who take advantage of their vulnerable emotional state in order to gain something out of it, right? Like if someone is like trying to reflect upon some kind of, event that has heavily embarrassed them or something, and then you see another friend nearby who is like constantly bashing them, right? The reason that is not good, okay? The reason why that is not good is because your friend is already remorseful. So it's not like you're trying to get them to a position where they have to be remorseful about what has happened, right? Or feel guilty about what happened. The reason why that extra friend is bashing them after they are already remorseful is because that extra friend is on a power trip, okay? That extra friend is trying to get some kind of emotional validation for themselves by bashing somebody who is down, okay? Yeah. Mang0 has done this time and time again. This kind of needed to happen. No, but I know that. Yes, I know that. But the thing is that the reality of the situation is that they were encouraging it up until the last minute where they received backlash from it. And then after they got backlash from it, suddenly they drop him like a rock. Are you kidding me? Why didn't you help him before? Why didn't you like point it out before? Why didn't you notice it before? Why didn't you do anything, right? So yeah, I kind of get it. Yes, I agree. But the thing is that it sounds like they're not their best interest. Their best interest is not at heart, right? That's it. Um, but but again, all right. Like I just want to talk about the social phenomenon, okay? But the problem is you have a bunch of people around him who are streamers, okay? And streamers always look for the lowest people right now to bash in order to gain like 10% more viewers, okay? Like they would do anything to gain 10% more viewers to the point where they're completely disingenuous when it comes to their supposed friends, I guess, and they're not genuinely like actually like caring about them, okay? And you know, that's just the reality. That's just the reality of the situation. I know that's very sad, okay? But like the thing is that especially when you're a streamer or whatever, you're gonna have less people at your interest at best, okay? So in addition to the emotional validation that comes from you bashing somebody who is already down, you are also, it is like one of the ultimate forms of concern trolling, okay? Like it's 100% just concern trolling. Yeah. Anyway, like yeah, this is why people around Hassan are just like genuinely just kind of scummy people, right? They're there for Hassan's clout, so don't get surprised when, you know, they are all just very clout shark hungry, you know?
Next step is
Anyway.
focusing on the real recovery. I've started researching rehab and will be checking into one when I find the right fit. My relationship with alcohol was always a problem, and I just kind of made it my thing. So it was easy to brush off a lot of the behavior and comments. That lifestyle has caught up to me, and I need to make a change for the better. And the only way to do that is to move forward and accept that I need to leave the person who I was behind for the near future. I'm going to take a step back from streaming social media. Next time you see me, things are better no matter how long it takes. Thank you, Mang0. I think it's a good statement. Well, good, I guess, outline of why he feels that way. This might be the best thing for him. Yeah, and like, I see what you're saying. Because of his short-term failures, he might long-term become a better person. Had this gone unchecked longer, it could have, you know,
Wait, stop. You realize, okay, the one-dimensional take is that, oh, being drunk at an event is bad. That's the one-dimensional take. But you have to look deeper than that, okay? Obviously, he's done wrong. No one's disagreeing with that. But what do you think what do you think is actually happening here? Like just think about it for a little bit deeper, okay? I think the situation is more complicated than you think it is. Yeah. You
hurt
know?
him or his family
Just think about it for a
in
moment.
possibly a more drastic way. No, I mean, I was talking about that a bit the other stream. Like, he's 35. Think about that. My dad was only 8 years older than him when he died from alcohol. So, like, no apology to the people he affected on.
So remember, okay, Ludwig is saying, I have a dad that died from alcohol poisoning. I'm going to encourage my friend at this party for a long time already to keep drinking until he's dead drunk. What do you think is happening? Seriously. If I had a dad that died from alcohol poisoning or a beloved family member that died from the exact cause of death that I'm encouraging a supposed friend of doing, what do you think is happening?
Stream. It was in the statement. I don't know. You just might have weak reading comprehension, but it was in there. I think it
I mean,
said,
yikes,
I actually think it said
to say the
verbatim.
least.
I reached out to the people involved, but I don't know. Like, public apologies are always kind of weird because, and maybe this is weird to say, they matter so much less because it's not for people affected. It's
What do you mean? It means that he is so, like, psychopathic in this situation to a degree where he doesn't even let the death of his dad, due to the same, like, way that his dad died, affect his decision-making when it comes to egging his friend on, right? To drink more. Because his dad died from drinking. He literally just said it. His dad died from alcohol poisoning. So don't you think that he should feel some type of way about it, but he isn't right now? Like, don't you feel like maybe he should feel some degree of guilt due to egging on, like, this fellow streamer of his to drink and drink and drink and drink? Don't you think it's a little bit fucked up that he doesn't, like, stop them, but instead is trying to egg him on for clout? I don't know, man.
for people who are concerned about the people affected. So they're always a bit weird, like, just necessarily, I think. Your dad died of alcohol? Yeah, tragically, of alcoholism. What's a bit sad.
Do you notice how he threw his dad's dead corpse under the bus when it's convenient? I don't know if that matters. It does matter. It actually does matter. Nah, no. I'm tired of pretending as if, like, these interconnected threads do not matter, okay? I'm sorry. This is just a common sense take, okay? If I had a family member that died to a specific reason, I would feel some type of way about it. I'm not going to be a sociopath about it. Yeah, of course. All right. I'm sorry. That's just my own take, okay?
Sad though is I see a lot of people
It's
who I
unrelated?
think
I
are
disagree.
really upset or lashing out or thinking that Mang0 being banned or cut from C9 is going to be the death of Melee. Like, even Mewtwo King, bro. Even Mewtwo King said that we're never getting sponsored. It's over for Melee, which is just not true. It just isn't. And I don't think Mang0 in his heart of heart like thinks it's over for Melee. And he's probably the most well aware of how much this is going to hurt it. But you think HBox can carry? Like, no individual carries Melee. You know, like a lot of people pouring blood, sweat, and tears into setting up events, going to events.
Don't they go link to family members? Nah, I think you would care about it.
Going O2 in pools is kind of what, like, it's a very large community. So, like, I don't know. I'm not done with Melee personally. You know, maybe some sponsors won't be so keen to join, but like, I'm pretty rich. I have a lot of viewers. I got a lot of eyes. And I've always given back to Melee, and I don't plan on stopping that. And I know what's a bit tough is I think Mang0 for a lot of people was their source of why they play Melee. Like, I think Hungrybox has said this. I think Zane has said this. And like, it wasn't in his statement, and it probably shouldn't have been. But I don't think Mang0's done with Melee. Like, I think he would participate at the extent the community would be willing to have him 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years down the line, you know?
The subjective thing?
Your reason for playing Melee?
Yeah, but unless you're like not human,
like,
or you lack human emotions,
my
I guess.
And,
sure.
What kickstarted me knowing what streaming is and stuff. I saw this tweet today. Are you not talking about the Mang0 thing? Before having to address what happened at your event is pointless to the fact that it happened live while you and your crew and other friends either sat there and watched it happen and egged it on. You actively let him sexually harass multiple women on your show, which is just like kind of disheartening to see a tweet like this get 9K likes. It's kind of sad because like there's literally a clip of me seeing it happen in probably the most minor form that there is a clip, like Mang0 touching somebody's hair, and I did stop it. Like, and what happened is right after the broadcast, you know, Maya came up to me and talked to me, and then the next day I banned him. Like,
I was also thinking about my family member.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit sad how the peanut gallery works.
We're just
it's always like it's always without any nuance, and like, yeah, I would simply stop sexual harassment when I see it, and it's like, yeah, me too. It's like, I think racism is bad, and I would stop it when it happens. Yeah, I agree, but ultimately, we can't rewind the clock, and I feel like I try to make.
That is so stupid. Okay, yeah, that's a stupid fucking take. I don't even know why he said this. Oh, we can't rewind the clock. You don't get it. Dude, what the fuck? Wait, what about your friend? What about your friend who like got his career ruined essentially, right? Over you guys dogpiling him. I mean, he can't rewind the clock. What the fuck? So you're gonna cut him out now out of every event and cause him to fall further into alcoholism? Like, what the fuck? Am I missing something?
The best actions moving forward based off of what happened. And to be honest, like, I don't remember a lot of the night because I was drunk. So I was like, proud's not the right word, but I was happy to see that like there was at least a moment where I saw it, because I don't really remember doing that. And I stopped what I thought was like inappropriate behavior. But, you know, I wouldn't necessarily.
You didn't stop it in the moment, but you should have actually.
But even that was like across the line. I stopped it when I saw it. So it's a bit of a bummer tweets like that happen. I try not to reply to them, like add fuel to them in the actual moment or on Twitter and stuff. But it is a bummer. It is a bummer. Proud's a tough word. Yeah, proud's not the right word. I guess I meant like, I would like to think that if I saw something bad happen, I would stop it. And so there's a clip of me doing exactly that. You know what I'm saying? I see you getting a lot of heat on Twitter. Yeah, but it's all noise. It's all fake noise. Like, I think it's super, like, whatever. It is what it is. They'll get a lot of noise on Twitter. I'll be at Supernova for 3 days, and 2,000 other Melee competitors plus will also be there. We'll be there, and we'll have a fucking great time, and it'll have hella viewers, more than anyone gets likes on Twitter, because we have people who want to show up and who want.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time seeing the connection to him caring more because his dad died to alcohol. Okay, if you had a dad that died to car accidents, don't you think that you would drive the car a little bit more carefully or something? Because you, like, ever since that has happened, it's been ingrained in your mind that maybe you should care about, like, how careful you should drive your car. I think most people would say yes. No, I just don't think. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. You're just. Common sense is not hitting you right now, okay? That's fine, okay? You have like arsenic poisoning or something. I don't know, something going on, okay?
Want to watch it. So I've never been too bothered by what people say. Like, I feel like you kind of have to have.
You chalk it up to shit happens? Sure. No, I get what you're talking about, okay? Not correlation is not causation. Yes, I know what you're talking about, okay? But at the same time, all right, I'm just saying from a human perspective, okay? Not from the Destiny Debate Bro perspective, okay? Not from the Destiny Debate Bro anecdotal perspective, right? Oh, all anecdotes are bad perspective, right? Like, fuck, just think about it as a human for just a moment, okay? You know, just go beyond the debate bro, all right? Go beyond the debate
Have
bro.
a like
Engage
a
with your feelings.
ironclad wall to even be a
What the
creator,
fuck?
you know? You start buckling about what people say about you, you're
You're
gonna
not
be too
human. I
emotionally
don't think so.
turbulent because
You're
people
a robot.
always say shit, you
That's
know,
fucked up.
especially like the most loved person will get turned on. Nobody's safe ever. I learned that. Sometimes I would argue regardless of their actions. And it's like you just can't capitulate. Like who gives it? Like some people will hate you. That's all right. Name them. What opened my eyes to this initially was Bobby Scar because I thought Bobby Scar was so awesome. I thought he had such a good head on his shoulders. I still do. I think Scar's great. I think Bobby's great. And I saw a lot of people just hating on Bobby Scar. And I was like, that's crazy. Why would they ever hate on him? What a good guy, you know, an outspoken voice in the community. It's, you know, to me, this guy's the GOAT. How do people hate him? Like Iron Mouse, bro. Iron Mouse has haters. Why? Why? You can't think of like, what did she do? You know, some people hate for like such small reasons. The sound of a voice, you know, sometimes people hate people because they're successful.
Or maybe they hate people because they're clout hungry, public, catering, a slave to the public, all right? A big coward, okay? Yeah, sometimes that happens.
And I know that's like an Andrew Tate thing to say, but it's just
What?
true. If someone gets too successful, people are like, you know what? Actually, fuck that person. If
Oh, it's an Andrew Tate thing to say, you know, to hate people who are too successful. I feel like all successful people say that, right? It's not just an Andrew Tate thing, but okay, dude.
someone's in the spotlight's too long, I see that happen
Whatever.
all the time. They're in the spotlight too long. They're the golden boy or whatever. It's like, this is going to take a turn. I'm waiting for it. This is going to take a turn. So anyway, it's nothing to be too worked up about. Because what I've also
Nah,
realized is people
you
who
fucked up,
hate
dude.
also don't care. I think it was Slime, bro. Slime did this. There was some person on Reddit who was like spam posting like hate posts about a creator. And it's not about anyone like I'm friends with. But Slime reaches out to this person and he says, just out of curiosity, like, do you really believe this? Like, why do you post so much about this creator? He reached out on Reddit. He's like, that just actually asking, not for anything else. And then the guy replies and he's like, oh, I just think it's really funny when I post on Reddit, a bunch of creators will react to it. So I just do it after work, but I just work in IT. And so after work, it doesn't take that much effort to make a post.
That's a
They
based
just do it.
response.
They just rip some shit. Has Mang0 been banned from Smash chat or is it just Supernova? No, he hasn't been banned. It's just Supernova. Okay. Do you think he'll be banned? Probably a year ban. Yeah, I don't think he would attend anything for a while.
A year ban? Okay, start streaming on YouTube. It's time to stream on YouTube, dude. Fuck Twitch, dude. Fuck Twitch. Nah. Dude, you can't tell me this guy, because he was egged on to engage in his alcoholism and egged on by pathetic Weasley people like Ludwig, get banned for an entire fucking year, dude, on Twitch. Meanwhile, motherfuckers run loose on Twitch spreading terrorist propaganda. I can't do, dude. Oh my god, nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. He got his entire livelihood destroyed. He got his entire career obliterated. That's fucked up. Like it is literally the fuckers of uppers, okay? Okay, we'll finish this. But oh my god, I can't stand this guy. Okay, this guy sucks. Okay, this Ludwig guy sucks.
Anyway,
God, for real,
I
okay.
agree with that. That's probably true. Why does no one ever add the clip of him helping you as well in the recaps? Because I've been verbally upfront that I'm okay with it. So it's not like equivalent. Not all actions are like equivalent. Like there's relationships and contexts. For example, Aiden has sent me in the group chat with Slime and Nick a picture of his penis in a very beautiful artistic pose. That was okay. We were okay with that. We thought it was very funny. And we were happy that
Okay.
he felt so comfortable to do that, be that vulnerable. If he picked
Interesting.
3 random phone numbers, it would be weird. It would be a weird thing to do. So it's the same action, but it is treated differently.
I feel like that's an interesting lore drop. Okay. I think I'm good though. Fuck. Now I'm caught up. Now I'm caught up on this drama. Okay. Now I am caught up on this drama. Okay. Now I know more about this. Okay.